Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the virtual Kokomo Speedway, back home again in Indiana. Night number 4 of the Snydersville Raceway Wide Open Wednesday series. My name is Chris Graham, and it is a pleasure to have you joining us this Tuesday night. The most 2020 thing ever. We're going to run a Wednesday night series on a Tuesday here at the quarter-mile bull ring in the heart of Indiana. Much warmer out right now, at least in the virtual world, than it is at the racetrack there at Kokomo. 78 degrees, a little bit of humidity. All in all, going to be a very good night for racing. It should be a very quick racetrack here on, like we said, this tight little bull ring at the Kokomo Speedway. Pleasure to have you joining us here. Practice is just about in the books here. We'll get you the ticker across the top of the screen so you can see where your favorites are. Down to about 5 minutes remaining in the qualification session. Or excuse me, in practice. And then we'll get to qualifications. Logan Rumsey, your quick timer so far, he's on the board. Best lap time, 12.87 seconds, 12.87 for the driver of the number 41. Logan, one of the drivers tonight who I believe is in Tulsa, Oklahoma, getting ready for the Tulsa shootout, or at least right in the ballpark of getting ready to head out there. So good luck to Logan and any of our competitors here in the series, and also our friends of the National Racing Network that are going to give it a big run out there for one of the Golden Drillers coming up. Alex Kolinick's going to be second quick on the speed charts. His best time, 12.95 seconds, 12.95 for the pilot of the 22. Adam Buchel, third quick at a 12.96. Identical lap time for the 177 of Kyle Smith. He's in showing his fourth quick, but the lap time 12.96 seconds. 13 seconds even for Steven Snyder Jr. He's going to be the fifth quick on the session. See the message there from Race Control advancing to the qualification session now. So drivers are going to get just a handful of laps here to set their quick time. Logan Rumsey is going to be one of the first out on the racetrack. Get you the qualifying times up here. You'll see them come in across the bottom of your screen. Green flag in the air, lap number 1 underway for Rumsey. First lap times coming in. Steven Snyder Jr. moves to the top of the charts. 12.91 seconds, 12.91. The quick lap time for Steven Snyder Jr. Logan Rumsey going to be second quick at a 12.92. 13.09 for the 007 of Paul Mancini. Loudon Reimer. Bobby Sant going to be fifth quick just like that. They are flipping around quickly here. As the times start to come in, you'll see them move around on the side of your screen. Rumsey goes quickest in the first half of the racetrack. Let's see what he does off of turns 3 and 4. No quick time, 12.85, 12.85 seconds for the driver of the 41, Steven Snyder Jr. off the racetrack. He's completed his run. We'll pick up the 114 of Ethan Bill. He's third quick at a 12.98, going to pull off the racetrack. 4 total laps available for these cars. Alex Kolinick, Bobby Sant Jr. both moving towards the top of the charts. Sant Jr. moves up to second quick, 12.86 seconds, 12.86 for Bobby Sant Jr. Steven Snyder Jr. third quick. Here's Ethan Bill working lap number 3 of 4. He slows it way down as well. So we'll pick up Alex Kolinick in the 22 as he works his way around the racetrack. Kolinick holding down that fifth quick position as his run is complete. Ethan Bill also finishing up his run. Bill going to move up to third quick on the speed chart at a 12.89, 12.89 seconds. Kolinick holds on to 5th. Mancini 6th. Lawson Zarensis 7th. Kyle Smith 8th. Doug Smith 9th. And Loudon Reimer, your winner 1 week ago, rounding out the top 10. With the exception of Harold Klump, everybody has completed their 4 available laps. So any additional laps you see being turned here by Alex Kolinick, Ethan Bill still out on the speedway as well, none of those laps are going to count for qualifications. So we'll pull down qualifying mode here. Get all the big thank yous in. I want to remind you, you can support the National Racing Network on Patreon. Head on over to patreon.com/National Racing Network. That's patreon.com/National Racing Network. You can like us on all the socials, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at National Racing Network. We're also on YouTube at NRN Productions. We'll get the patron thank yous in here in just a little bit. Here are your results from qualifications. Rumsey, Sant, Bill, Snyder, Kolinick, your top 5. And here is your starting grid for heat race number 1. Logan Rumsey, Alex Kolinick's going to make up the front row. Doug Smith and Cody Welsh in row number 2. Talon Carter, John Diotti in row number 3. Jared Rarig and Tom Artz in row 4. And Harold Klump will be all alone in the 5th and final row. Get you the wide shot here. Kokomo Speedway, a very, very tight little bull ring. The big barn outside of turns 3 and 4. Absolutely fantastic place to watch a race. Rumsey and Kolinick's going to lead the field down. Let's get a quick comment up here. Harley Berry checking in on YouTube saying, let's go. Hey, we're right there with you. Pace truck is off. Cars in 3 and 4. Green flag in the air. We're underway. Good start for Rumsey. He's going to be the race leader easily into turn 1. Kolinick and Doug Smith going to battle side by side. Smith able to grab the spot off the bottom side. Doug Smith not letting Logan Rumsey get away here. 5 cars battling for either 3 or 4 transfer positions. I believe it's 3 are going to lock in here. Kolinick and Cody Welsh going to do battle. Kolinick's now able to get back up onto the back bumper of Doug Smith. The low line's the preferred line here early in this one. You're going to see that change as the night goes on. Nose changes to the track status as this race runs. So this place by feature time is just going to be absolutely crazy slick from top to bottom. There you go, top 4 locked into the feature. That's the message from race control. So pick up our 4th place running car, Cody Welsh in the 027. He's going to have Talon Carter trying to get a little bit closer, but the gap's still about 1/3 of a second as we're down to 4 to go here in heat race number 1. Good battle going on here for 2nd. Doug Smith running the outside. Alex Kolinick down to the inside. Smith losing a little bit of ground. We heard it in the post-race interviews last week. The 358s were very, very good around the bottom, but they didn't have the horsepower to pull the top. The big block guys were thrilled running the outside. So we'll see. We may get a feel for who's where here as we go. Alex Kolinick getting close in on race leader Logan Rumsey. Rumsey's going to head to the high side out of turn number 4. Checkered flag in the air. Heat race number 1 goes to Logan Rumsey over Alex Kolinick's by just over a third of a second. Doug Smith, Cody Welsh, Talon Carter, the top 5, but Rumsey, Kolinick, Smith, and Welsh will be the 4 that lock in to tonight's feature event. Carter, Rarig, Klump, Arntz, and Diotti all are going to have to head to tonight's consolation races. Here's the grid for heat race number 2 as they get gridded up on the front straightaway. Bobby Sant Jr. and Paul Mancini going to be on the front row. What a fantastic battle those two put on 1 week ago. Loudon Reimer, Adam Buechele in row number 2. James Koslow and Mike Butler. He spent the last couple of weeks commenting on the races, watching the broadcast. Now he's entered in them tonight. Mikey Butler starting in position number 6. Isabella Van Orden and Jax Yohn going to make up row number 4. Logan Dontonville will round out the field in the 5th and final row. Let's go on board with Bobby Sant Jr., the hot shoe racewear, on board as he leads the field through turns 3 and 4. Green flag is out. We are underway. Oh, what a good start for Mancini. He's going to fight to the outside. They're going to be almost 3 wide coming off at turn number 2. Sant able to grab the early lead. Big move up to the outside. That's Loudon Reimer, the winner 1 week ago. Reimer to the inside, Mancini to the outside, down the back straightaway, and the 131 of Adam Buechele is right there with him as well. It's a 2-groove racetrack now, and we're only on heat race number 2. Mancini trying to make the inside work, but he's going to have to give up the spot to Loudon Reimer. Reimer's going to try the inside through turns 3 and 4. Maybe a little bit of experimentation going on there with the driver of the 58. Trying to see what's going to work early here. Wow, good drive off the corner for Loudon Reimer. He made up almost the entire gap to race leader Bobby Sant Jr. down the back straightaway. Already approaching halfway home here in heat race number 2. Top 4 all down to the inside. Now Loudon Reimer going to try to make the outside work. Interesting, you see 2, 3, and 4 heading to the high side. Pull up another comment here on the YouTube's 42S Summers Racing saying, can't wait for racing season to start. Tell you what, we can't either. Although the days are now getting longer, which means we're getting closer to race season. Oh, big bounce off the wall. That was 3rd place running Paul Mancini. Mancini now going to be in a big fight with Adam Buechele and Isabella Van Orden. And Mikey Butler are both there as we're down to 2 to go. Any bobble out of either one of these 2 cars, we could have a change in the transfer spot. Mancini holds on to 3rd. Bobby Sant, Loudon Reimer duking it out for the race lead. One of those cars may have just bounced off the wall as well. Checkered flag in the air. Heat race number 2 goes to Bobby Sant Jr. over Loudon Reimer. Paul Mancini and Adam Buechele will be the final car to lock into tonight's feature. Isabella Van Orden, Mikey Butler, Jax Yohn, James Koslow, Logan Dontonville, all going to head to tonight's consolation race. Grid for heat race number 3 as the cars are now out on the racetrack. Ethan Bill and Lawson Zarensis will make up row number 1. Chris Kurtzel and Brian Sharp in row number 2. Ryan Breithoff and Greg Sager in row 3. Jasper Zigafus and Austin Kroboth in row number 4. Ryan Cummings will be in the 5th and final row. I have to say a big thank you to High Pressure Washing and Painting for their support of the Hard Charger Award this season in the Wide Open Wednesday Series. $10 going to the Hard Charger in the feature at the conclusion of the event's festivities. Really disjointed looking field here as they're through turns 3 and 4. Looks much better at the green flag though. Ethan Bill able to get out to a good start. He's going to be your race leader. Here comes Chris Kurtzel already up to second. One car bouncing it off the infield tires. Kurtzel's going to hold on to second. That's a big move from deep in the field. A couple of cars getting a little bit out of shape back in the pack. Here's Ryan Breithoff in the number 43. Breithoff currently running in the 4th position. Brian Sharp, Greg Sager trying to get up behind Breithoff and challenge for the transfer spot. That's going to be the best battle on the racetrack. At the front of the field, Ethan Bill and Chris Kurtzel starting to close up just a little bit, but we're going to stay here on the battle for the transfer spot. Greg Sager, Ryan Breithoff bouncing off each other. Both of them trying to get to the back bumper of Breithoff. That was Sager and Sharp that were bouncing off each other. Down to 3 laps to go. Sager runs the inside line, and he's going to get clear of Breithoff off the corner. Oh, a little bit of contact. Big pass by Greg Sager with 2 to go. Here comes Jasper Zigafus working the high line as well. He may have something to say as we're down to 1 to go. Ethan Bill's checked out. The gap 3/4 of a second. We're going to stay with a battle for the transfer spot. Zigafus off the high side, checkered flag in the air. Ethan Bill picks up the win. Zigafus looks high, off of turn number 4, drag race to the line. Who's going to get it? How about Jasper Zigafus at the line by 2/100ths of a second? What a drive off the corner for Jasper Zigafus. There are your results from heat race number 3. Check out the gap from 4th to 5th. We'll measure that one at, we'll call it 6/100ths of a second. We'll spitball here. It's been a long day. Grid for heat race number 4 out on the racetrack now. As the field starts to pull away here, Steven Snyder Jr. and Kyle Smith going to make up row number 1. Aiden Borden and William James in row number 2. Walt Shadak and Tyler Manigue in row number 3. And row 4 will have Jordan Cox and James Benz. Whole field within 1 second of each other in qualification, so not a lot of room to give. Melanie Sant checking in on YouTube saying she's cheering for Bobby Sant Jr. He's already got a heat race win tonight. So good start for the Sants this evening. Field down the back straightaway, 10 laps the distance here in heat race number 4. Green flag in the air, and we are underway. Good start for Steven Snyder Jr. He's going to bring Kyle Smith up to the outside. And we are shaping up for another big battle for the transfer spot. Walt Shadak has it. Here comes Tyler Manigue, Jordan Cox, and James Benz, all trying to get in on the party. We are focused on the car of Shadak. We'll see who's going to give him the biggest effort here. Jordan Cox tried the big move down to the inside. Shadak going to move up the racetrack. That's going to give Cox the inside line. That may be just enough. As this now the battle for third. Looks like the 177 of Kyle Smith may have had some trouble. Smith now being scored down the lap. Oh, hard into the outside wall for Shadak. That car is going to go up and over. Spins it around. We'll see if he's going to be able to grab a gear, but I think that car, yeah, pretty well jacked up. And the gap is 1 full second back between William James and Tyler Manague. So just past the halfway point here in heat race number 4. Down to 2 laps remaining. Third and fourth battling side by side. That's William James and Jordan Cox. Both of these cars are going to lock in with 1 to go. We'll head up to the front. Steven Snyder Jr. Oh, he's up into the wall and over. Race leader crashes off of turn number 2. Coming off of turn 4, give the heat race win to Aiden Borden. William James is going to come home second. Jordan Cox, Tyler Manague. Tough break for Steven Snyder Jr. as Borden does the celebratory bury it into the fence. There are your results from heat race number 4. Aiden Borden, William James, Jordan Cox, Tyler Manague going to be the cars that advance to tonight's feature. James Benz, Kyle Smith, Steven Snyder Jr., and Walt Shadak are all going to have to come from the Consi. And Snyder and Shadak are going to be starting really deep in this first Consi, and that will be the C main. Jack Sion and Brian Sharp will make up row number 1 for this one. Steven Snyder Jr. and Tom Arntz in row number 2. James Coslow, Ryan Cummings in row 3. Walt Shadak, John Diotti in row 4. Logan Dontonville and Austin Kroboth in row number 5. As we are down to 1 to go. Field's going to get ready to roll here. Let's give you the view from Jack Sion, the Hot Shoe Racewear on board. Saying the top 3 are going to lock in. We'll see if that's a transfer or a lock-in. 15 laps the distance, green flag in the air. We are underway. Yon and Snyder going to battle side by side down the back straightaway. Oh, a little bit of contact. Yon almost goes around. Big pile up, turns 3 and 4. One car tumbling wildly. Caution flag is out. We'll pick up the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. That was the high pressure washing and painting entry of Jack Sion. A little bit of contact from Steven Snyder Jr. got Yo sent around. And I believe that was James Costello that went for a pretty wild ride. Pick up the replay from Costello's point of view. Big tumble there. Costello, unfortunately, unable to get the car uprighted. So pace truck is off. We're ready to go back to green flag racing. 12 laps to go. Sharp and Snyder on the front row. Sharp did not get going that time. Bottled up the field just a little bit. They're going to be 3, almost 4 wide coming off of turn number 2. Several cars beating and banging and making pretty heavy contact. There's the 25 of Brian Sharp. He's currently the final car that's going to lock in. Down to 9 to go. Field actually starting to settle in just a little bit. Sharp catching up to John Diotti, currently running in the second position. But we saw in the last 2 heat races, just about anybody is going to be able to make their way through to the front here. I want to remind everybody, give us a like and a share here and send us your comments as well, who you're rooting for, where you're watching from. We'll try to get some of that up on the screen for you. Jack Sion and Ryan Cummings doing battle for the 4th and 5th position. They also have Walt Shadak and Tom Arts playing in that little tussle as well, as the top 3 have separated themselves here with now 5 laps to go. Pickup race leader Steven Snyder Jr. We're going to look at the gyro cam, give you a little bit of a look at how these cars pitch around the Hot Shoe Raceway on board. Snyder loves to run the high line. White flag is out, 1 lap to go off of turn number 4. Checkered flag in the air. Steven Snyder Jr. going to pick up the win over John Diotti and Brian Sharp. We'll get you the results here in just a moment as soon as they're able to put up on the screen. There we go. Results from tonight's C-Main: Steven Snyder Jr., John Diotti, Brian Sharp. Here 3 that transfer: Jack Sion, Walt Shadak, Ryan Cummings, Tom Arts, Austin Kroboth, James Coslow, and Logan Dontonville, all a DNQ from tonight's event. The B main out on the racetrack now, and here is the starting lineup. Talon Carter and Isabella Van Orden going to make up row number 1. Greg Sager and James Benz in row number 2. Jared Rarig and Mike Butler in row 3. Ryan Breithoff, Kyle Smith in row 4, Harold Klump, Steven Snyder Jr. in row 5, John Diotti and Brian Sharp in row number 6. Top 8 will lock into tonight's feature, so we're going to send the final 4 finishers home. The lights are out on the iRacing safety truck. That will make a hard left turn right about here into the infield. "15 laps the distance." Green flag in the air. We are underway in the B main. A couple of cars already banging wheels. As we get underway, it's going to be a good battle for the race lead off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Talon Carter running the outside. Isabella Van Orden down to the inside. Carter able to hold on to the lead. Greg Sager, James Benz, Mikey Butler all fighting. That's going to be 4th, 5th, and 6th. Steven Snyder Jr. in the 021 is in the transfer spot, and you can see him right at the back of that gaggle of cars. Any contact here. Oh, and there you go. You see it right to the inside of turns 3 and 4. Ryan Breithoff, Jared Rarig get around, and that may be the end of the night for those cars as we're down to just 12 laps remaining. Harold Klump is pit side. John Diotti now holds on to the final transfer spot. Get a look at that car there. That's the 122 of John Diotti, currently running in the 8th position. James Benz and Steven Snyder Jr. dueling for the 6th position. Benz currently runs 7th. Steven Snyder Jr. in the 021 up to the 6th position. Slide ahead just a little bit, pick up Kyle Smith in the 177. He runs 5th. His outside the 04 of Mikey Butler. Isabella Van Orden in the 2 runs in the 3rd position. Greg Sager in the 712 runs 2nd. And there is your race leader, Talon Carter, as we are down to 8 laps remaining. Field pretty well spaced out. Might have a little bit of a battle starting to develop. Trouble for James Benz. We got the battle here between Steven Snyder Jr. and Kyle Smith. Hot on the heels of Mikey Butler as well. Butler in that 04 short load concrete entry. The black 177 belongs to Kyle Smith. Down to 5 to go. James Benz with a little over a second lead over Brian Sharp for the final transfer spot. So we'll stay right here with this fun little battle. Talon Carter leads the race by about 2.5 seconds, down to 4 to go. Two laps remaining, and there is race leader Talon Carter. In fact, now white flag is out. 1 lap remaining off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway for Carter. Just on cue, comment from YouTube. Greetings from Fleetwood, Pennsylvania, cheering for Wash Rags. Talon Carter. As we get ready here for tonight's feature event, I want to remind you, you can support the National Racing Network on Patreon. Visit us at patreon.com/National Racing Network. Don't forget to give us a like on all the socials, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at National Racing Network. Twitter, we are at NRN Productions. Big news dropping tomorrow. You do not want to miss this one. We are really, really excited for what's coming here in the next couple of weeks. But it is feature time at the Kokomo Speedway. And here is your starting lineup. Logan Rumsey and Bobby Sant Jr. are going to make up the front row for this one. Ethan Bill and Aiden Borden in row number 2. Alex Kolinix and Loudon Reimer in row number 3. Row 4, Chris Kurtzel and William James. Row 5, Doug Smith and Paul Mancini. Lawson Zarensis and Jordan Cox in row number 6. Row 7, Cody Welsh and Adam Bouchel. Row number 8, Jasper Zigafus and Tyler Madigue. Row number 9, Talon Carter and Greg Sager. Row 10, Mike Butler and Kyle Smith. Row 11, Steven Snyder Jr. and Isabella Van Orden. And in row number 12, John Diotti and James Benz. 24 cars, 60 laps the distance on this one, or at least I think it's 60. Pace truck is in. We are getting ready to roll. Yeah, 60 laps the distance. We are going to have some fun here. Green flags out. We're underway. Logan Rumsey holds on to the early race lead. But here comes Bobby Sant Jr. looking to the outside. Good battle for the race lead. Caution flag is out. Yellow flag number 1 on the speedway. Trouble a little bit further back in the pack here. See if we can see what happened on the Hot Shoe Racewear instant replay. May have been trouble for the 04 of Mikey Butler. Oh, one car went around. That was Greg Sager. And several cars piling in and making contact at the back of the field. Here is the Hot Shoe Raceway instant replay of the 712 of Sager. Couple of cars making contact, slowed everybody up. So we'll get back to live racing action here. Lap 4 of 60. Caution laps do count in this one. Kind of surprised Facebook land not sending us in a ton of comments here. Let us know where you're watching from. Seeing some, oh, here you go. I am seeing some comments. Hold on. There we go. We've just missed the Facebook comments here as we're getting ready to go back to green. Robert Mancini checking in. Hey, Paul Silent Assassin Mancini to the front. Good friend Mason Pitcher checking in. Mason, what's going on, bud? Thank you very much for joining us here. Lap 7 of 60. Pace truck is in. We are getting ready to go back to green flag racing. We are back underway. It was a good start for Logan Rumsey. We'll see if it was maybe a little bit too good. We are going to stay green. Bobby Sant Jr., Alex Collins, Loudon Reimer. Oh, man. They are all over the place. Big wiggle out of the 13. He's going to head back. Caution flag is out. Kind of saw that one developing a little bit. Trouble for Bobby Sant Jr. May have gotten some help there. A little right side romance from the 114 of Ethan Bill. Got Bobby Sant looped around, and that brings out the caution flag. Back to green flag racing. Lap 11 of 60 on the board now. Kind of saw the same pattern last week. We had several cars who had early feature troubles, and then we ran the final 50 laps clean and green, and it was really some fantastic racing. You can see two distinct groups have developed here. The inside, the outside, both really shiny. Nobody's kind of going grip hunting in the middle just yet. Amanda checking in on Facebook. Go Adam Bouchel. Thank you very much for joining us, Amanda. Cameron Carpenter checking in, saying get it done, Ethan Bill. Bill currently running in the 4th position. We are ready to go back to green flag racing. Battle of the Titans up front here. Logan Rumsey gets the jump. Loudon Reimer going to be hot on his heels down the front straightaway. Only 2 drivers with a win in this series so far. Reimer looks to the outside. Rumsey not going to slide up the racetrack at all. We'll see if Reimer tries the big move. Here comes a crossover inside at turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Loudon Reimer works to the inside. Logan Rumsey running that high slick stuff outside. Caution flag is out. Trouble on the speedway. One car upside down in turn 2. See, we'll pick up what happened to Chris Kurtzel here in the 20. Excuse me, that's the 7 on timing and scoring. The 20 on your screen. Oh, big hip check. Wild ride there for Chris Kurtzel. He goes up and over. And that will end any hope he had. of picking up the win in tonight's feature. So approaching 1/3 distance, Logan Rumsey and Loudon Reimer at the front of the field, Ethan Bill and Alex Kolinix. At the front, Harry Owen checking in saying no social distancing here. No, not on this racetrack, that's for sure. Green flag back in the air, we are underway. Rumsey holds the lead. Oh, big hard into the outside wall. That was Alex Kolinix almost going over. What a job to save it. Rumsey and Reimer lead the field. Good battle at the front. Oh, a little bit of bounce in the wall off of Rumsey. That may be all the gap that Loudon Reimer needed. To the inside, new race leader Loudon Reimer. Rumsey going to try to cross back over. Big slide job, 3 and 4. Excuse me, that was 1 and 2. Reimer, the new race leader, approaching halfway. 21 down, 60 to go. Now 22 on the scoreboard. Rumsey led him at the line that time by just a couple of hundredths of a second. These guys are going to trade haymakers at each end of the racetrack now. Ethan Bill's got a great view of it. Bill going to try the slider now to the inside. Not quite enough momentum to get up alongside Loudon Reimer. Rumsey swings the back end out just a little bit. Reimer does the same thing off the corner. Top 4 all single file. Let's pick up the battle for 5th. That's Kyle Smith, Adam Bouchel, and Bobby Sant Jr. Kyle Smith, far and away your hard charger. How about 14 positions gained for the pilot of the 177? He's up to 6th. Fighting with Bobby Sant. Smith making the inside work. As Sant runs to the outside, we're approaching halfway. Battle for the lead heating up. Loudon Reimer just tried the big slider in 1 and 2. Wasn't able to make it work. That allows Logan Rumsey to open the gap back up, and Ethan Bill now right there in the podium spot. Aiden Borden, good run to 4th. For Borden, Adam Bouchel up 9 spots to 5th. As we approach lap 30, they are going to be hitting lap traffic here pretty shortly. Everybody getting up towards the top of the racetrack. On the bull ring, I would imagine these are all 358s. I can't imagine you'd have too many big blocks out here. There's just not enough of an advantage in the corner to make the big block worth it. Well, we'll find out in the post-race interviews. Logan Rumsey leads Loudon Reimer by just under 1 second now. Ethan Bill runs 3rd, Aiden Borden 4th. Adam Bouchel, Bobby Sant Jr. round out your top 5. Excuse me, top 6. Give a call out here to John Diotti, up 8 spots, running in the 15th position in a big gaggle of cars here towards the back. In fact, race leaders working through that lap traffic as well. Lap 34 on the scoreboard. Pick up the battle between William James and Paul Mancini. James has the spot. Mancini wants it. So we're down to 25 to go. Big slider out of Mancini. James got to grab the binders. Oh, almost a little bit of contact. They stay on the loud pedal. At the front of the field, the gap is closing and closing in a hurry. Logan Rumsey's lead. 1 second. Oh, one car going around right in the middle of the leaders. There's Rumsey on the high side of the racetrack. in the 41. Oh, that contact. That's Chris Kurtzel. Here's Loudon Reimer. Reimer ready to pounce on that. Little bit of a hang up for race leader Logan Rumsey. 77 at Jasper Zigafus, not making life easy on the race leaders. Rumsey looks to the inside. He throws the big slide job. Zigafus going to race Loudon Reimer hard down to the inside. They're both going to clear Zigafus down the front straightaway. Reimer and Rumsey both head to the top side. This one now going to be a heavyweight fight for the next 20 laps. Rumsey may catch that next pack of lap traffic with just a handful of laps to go. Aiden Borden, Bobby Sand Jr. going to be fighting for position. That's the battle for fourth. Sand in the 113. Borden just ahead of him in the 777. Down to 17 laps to go. The gap at the front still about 3/4 of a second. Rumsey has over Reimer. In fact, that gap now increasing just a little bit, and it's 4 seconds back to third place running Ethan Bill. A couple of cars may have had an issue to the inside of turns 1 and 2. But we stay green, down to 13 laps remaining. At the front, Logan Rumsey has caught the lap traffic. Able to dispatch Lawson Zarensis, John Diotti pretty easily. Loudon Reimer may not have to deal with them at all. Reimer works to the outside. We're going to come back and it'll be the 10-finger salute at the flag stand. 10 laps remaining. The gap 1 second for Logan Rumsey over Loudon Reimer and Ethan Bill. Last thing Logan Rumsey wants to see right now is a caution flag. Oh man, one car almost going around right in front of the leaders. I believe that was the 04 of Mike Butler. Kyle Smith, still your hard charger. Up 13 positions, but John Diotti rapidly closing in, up 11. Let's go on the Hot Shoe Raceway on board with race leader Logan Rumsey. The lead a second and a half over Loudon Reimer and 6 seconds back to third place running Ethan Bill. Rumsey and Reimer putting on an absolute clinic here in this one. One car going around on the front straightaway, able to get cleared back around. So we're down to 5 laps to go. Caution flag is out. Yellow flag on the speedway. Trouble for Jasper Zigafus, the Hot Shoe Raceway instant replay. Battling with Aiden Borden. A little bit of right side romance. Zigafus goes up and over. Little bit of contact there right at the end as well. Zigafus able to quickly clear himself off the racetrack. And this one will be our first attempt at a green-white checkered finish. There are 57 laps on the scoreboard. 3 attempts at the green-white checkered. How about the standings board on the left-hand side, folks? Up to 8th place, William James is a lap down. Long green flag run of about 40 laps. We saw this exact thing 1 week ago. Pace truck is off. There's your leaders. Rumsey elects to take the high side. Loudon Reimer to the inside. Green flag in the air. We're back underway. 3-lap shootout to decide it here at Kokomo. Rumsey got the good start. Reimer going to be all over his back bumper off at turn 2. They'll come around and take the white flag. Reimer's there. Is he going to give him the chrome horn? White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Slide job 1 and 2 for the win. Rumsey crosses back over. Reimer just about bounces it off the fence, but he's going to have the preferred line off of 4. Checkered flag in the air. Who's it going to be? Logan Rumsey picks up the win. What a run by Bobby Sant to come to 3rd. Oh, what a finish there. Loudon Reimer had his shot into 1 and 2 when he took it. Almost looked like he had to grab the binders just a little bit. Logan Rumsey going to put it up there in Kokomo Speedway victory lane. Your race winner this evening. How about that finish, race fans? Tell us what you thought of that one. As we get ready to start moving some folks around here. And it looks like Kyle Smith is going to be your high pressure washing and painting hard charger, up 15 positions to finish inside the top 5. So we'll see who we can get here in the lined up in the broadcast booth. We need Logan Rumsey, Loudon Reimer, and Bobby Sant Jr. to the broadcast booth, please. We'll pull them in here now. We are with race winner Logan Rumsey. Logan, that one was not easy whatsoever, but a fantastic run. Really dominant car you had tonight.
Yeah, I haven't ran many small block races in these modifieds, and I thought I could just roll around there and get the win easy, but Loudon Reimer had me. I was pretty hard to stay in front of him.
It's interesting that you say that you ran the small block. You were able to run it up top. We heard last week about how much of an advantage the big blocks were. Is it just the fact that Kokomo was so small that really there would not have been much of an advantage to trying to run the big block tonight?
Yeah, you would have been out of the gas way too much. It just would have been slower.
All right, Logan. Well, you're out. You're getting ready to head to Tulsa. If you're not there already, good luck in the upcoming Tulsa shootout.
Yeah, thanks.
And last question for you. Who do you got to thank?
Slick Sim Sports, Wendell Speed Lab, 600cc Performance, Keller Contracting, and you guys for broadcasting, and Alex putting up the league.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Logan. We appreciate it. And like we said, good luck out there in Tulsa. So we're going to try to get Bobby Sant Jr. and Loudon Reimer moved up into the room here. We do have Kyle Smith as well, but see if we can get Bobby Sant Jr. here. So Bobby Sant, you finished 3rd. You lost a spot from where you started, but was anybody in the same league as Logan and Loudon tonight?
I think I had something to run with them there. I just got back up to them early in the run there, somebody got into the side of me. I got bobbled up, and I think I was back to about 12th or so. So it was a hard fight back up there. But definitely wish there was a few more laps so I could have really thrown my hat into the ring.
Yeah, that one was going to be a whole lot of fun seeing you work your way back towards the front of the field here. Are the big blocks as fun to drive as they look here on the broadcast? I mean, you guys are 2 and 3 wide all the way around every racetrack we see you on.
Oh, absolutely. They honestly feel a lot more natural than a lot of the other cars that are on iRacing, and they just race so well together. It's hard to not have a smile on your face when you're out there wheel to wheel with everybody else.
Well, it's been a blast watching you guys the last couple of weeks, and tell us, what are your plans for the 2021 season, and who do you got to thank here tonight?
I really don't have any plans for 2021 set in stone yet. I just kind of jump on when I can. I've been slammed to the wall getting my business up off the ground. But I would like to thank Jim Beaver Esports for everything that they do. We have a giant list of sponsors that I can't remember. Fistful one. But no, it's been great. Glad you guys are putting this on, and the broadcasts have looked great from day one. So I appreciate what you're doing here.
Hey, well, thank you very much, Bobby. We appreciate you spending some time with us here tonight, and good luck as we continue the season on.
Thank you, sir. It's much appreciated.
There you go, third place finisher Bobby Sand Jr. We'll see if we can find race winner Loudon Reimer. See if we can't get Loudon up here into the broadcast booth. Or one of our admins, can you please drag Loudon Reimer to the transfer room? And instead, we'll pick up our high pressure washing and painting hard charger for the night, Kyle Smith. Kyle, you're getting $10 out of the deal, so all in all, not bad, but that was a heck of a run. Up 15 spots, started 20th, finished 5th. How was your night?
Well, it started off bad. I qualified decent, but in the heat, I had a little bit of lag, and the race randomly put me a lap down, so I had to go through the B, and then that's what made me start 20th, and I basically stuck to my lines the entire race, and it paid off.
Yeah, it's one of those interesting things. We're kind of giving the shout-outs of who's the hard charger, and you kept climbing, so fantastic run. Who do you got to thank?
Everyone who's watching, my parents, any sponsors I have, just anyone who's rooting for me, really.
All right, bud. Well, Kyle, thank you very much, and congratulations on being the high pressure washing and painting hard charger.
Thank you.
And our final interview of the night here, we're going to pick up second place finishing Loudon Reimert. Loudon, that was a heck of a run tonight. It seemed like you and Logan were really just in a different zip code tonight.
Yeah, I don't know, with a few more yellows, I think it might have been a little better race, but yeah, we were definitely way out front from everybody else.
What was it like trying to get through the lap traffic? I know a couple of cars made it incredibly difficult on you. How frustrating is that as a driver?
I mean, it's not frustrating. You have that sometimes, but I mean, it was definitely difficult at times. But Logan had to deal with it too. So I mean, it's definitely a factor for everybody. But I mean, you just got to race around them the best you can.
All right, Loudon. Well, heck of a run. You're absolutely in a tight battle with Logan for the points lead. So good luck the rest of the season. Who do you got to thank?
I just got to thank my mom and my dad. They're watching again this week, I'm pretty sure. And Big Daddy Speed Concepts. That's it.
All right, Loudon. Well, thank you very much for joining us here. We appreciate the time, and good luck next week.
Thank you.
So there you go. That was your top three finishers and the high pressure washing and painting hard charger, Kyle Smith. And with that, we're going to tell you, keep an eye on the Facebook page tomorrow. We have some really exciting news that we can't wait to share with you. But the teaser is it's going to be big, and you're going to want to keep Thursday nights open for sure. Not on track. That's the other big one here. This one's going to be a lot of fun. So on behalf of everybody at Snydersville Raceway, Alex and Barry Greenswig, the entire admin team, Andrew, Doug, Brandon, everybody who helps put the series out there. My name is Chris Graham. It has been a pleasure to have you joining us tonight. We'll get you one more look at the feature results. Your race winner tonight, Logan Rumsey. We will see you next week. Thank you for joining us, everybody.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Dude, are you okay?
I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Free Geek Pen is an electronics recycling center which specializes in restoring electronics to usable condition. They turn salvageable parts from donated equipment into working electronics for those on a budget. The best part is your old gear doesn't end up in a landfill. Free Geek Pen also does computer repair. Find them online at freegeekpen.org. Give them a call at 717-721-2494 or stop by the shop on Main Street in Ephrata. Think freegeekpen.org. If there's one thing every car guy hates, it's cleaning the garage. Do you want to take most of the time and hassle out of that job? Then call Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Agnes and her crew will have your garage, shop, basement, or even your porch looking great all the time. With unique patterns and designs, plus the ability to incorporate your logo or any artwork, your space will never have looked better. Installation is done in 1 day, guaranteed, and Zone Garage offers a 20-year warranty on the top coat. Their coatings are durable, anti-slipped, and impact resistant. Give them a call at 570-856-6067. That's 570-856-6067 for Zone Garage of Eastern Pennsylvania and New Jersey.
At 600cc Performance, our roots run deep in CC racing. A leader in fuel injection, dyno tuning, wiring, and diagnostics. With over 15 years of experience in building and tuning, you can count on us to get you to the winner's circle. Whether it is diagnostics, sales, or service, 600cc Performance is your source for everything CC racing. Find out more at 600ccperformance.com.